What's up? Excuse me. What's up there, YouTube? Tim here, TRD Adventures. Coming at you a little update. Been a little bit. I think the last couple videos we've been going over the comp rigs. A little bit happened since then. We decided to give it a go. Over this video, we're going to go with giving it a go at our first bouncer build. Had this thing out, found some weak points this last weekend before. Got a few things changed up, upgraded, and ready to give her a go again tomorrow. Since then, wearing some new swag here, some Three Brothers RC. Just recently gained a huge opportunity here to start off 2021 with a bang. Was selected for the 21 team drivers for to represent Three Brothers RC. So, some of my other videos I already mentioned. I already use a lot of their stuff. Their servos are my go-to, servo winches and motors. So changing up a little bit, finally getting some upgrades going with some things there. So, anyways, going over the bouncer here. This thing started as the other update videos. We had picked up axial SMT10 through trade. Really had no idea what to do with it. We already had a couple other decent ones, and one thing I was like, you know what, I think it's time to build a bouncer. So stripped out what we could and went from there. So we are using the 3-gear transmission that came with the SMT10 and front and rear leading and trailing arms. One cool thing about the 3-gear, it is small, it is fit in places, and being it was the SMT kit, it already came with metal gears inside, so hopefully they will hold up a little bit longer, especially under the power we're putting through it. So decided to transfer everything over. I didn't want to stick with the ginormous SMT 10 cage here, so we got rid of that, took what we could out of it, and picked up just to get started with my first bouncer. Plan on making my next chassis, or hopefully scoring a nice one that someone is letting go. But for right now, this was just a cheap SMT cage for SCX chassis vehicles. I think I picked it up for like $50. Nothing fancy. It's very skinny. But it turns out all right. Everything went good. So starting with, had a friend of mine 3D print SCX style skid. We got it in there. Swapped trailing arms over. We got some Wraith Incision upper links here. So that was the first time. I think I had a couple of plastic ones left from the swap, and just a generic aluminum one. They did not hold up. So got the link situations figured out. We'll be upgrading to some Vanquish trailing arms front and rear here shortly. I'm just waiting for the black to come back in stock. I don't want clear, I want black. I could just paint them, but for right now I'm just gonna wait. The plastic actually has held up so far, so we're just gonna keep rolling with it. This thing up front here, we did upgrade it had the big dual heavy duty steering linkage there, but we switched it out with hot racing. It actually took a pretty significant impact this last time out. It has been all in, but it actually still has its turning. Again, I'm going to be replacing that here shortly soon too, but for right now it's still holding. We'll be upgrading probably pick up the Vanquish Stage 1 kit, knuckles, C-hubs front, and lockouts for the rear. Get those going next, just to give it a little more strength, get rid of some of that plastic. For right now, actually, I am leaving it as the SMT 10 came. I am leaving it unlocked front and rear, because, and if I do lock, I will actually probably lock the front is when you bounce and get up on the hill, sometimes once the rear tires start to, the front tires will be open normally, and when I lock the rear, I get up on an incline, it has a tendency to flip it backwards. So I think I'm going to leave the rear unlocked, and if I do decide to lock, I'm going to lock the front. That way when I get the front wheels up on something, I can use the front wheels to pull me up. But for right now, especially until I get some other parts on here beefed up, I am going to leave the open diffs in there. So far, I think it's saved me some carnage. So notice in the front of the steering servo, one of the first things I do anytime I do anything with AR60, go to Deluxe Fab and get one of their AR60 servo mounts. This is just a sporty carbon fiber. It puts that servo right behind the axle, so it's not right up here. That horn's, not out in front where it can hit that first impact, snap the horn. Actually, I've had to snap the horn, I've snapped the whole servo in half. So I like to put it behind there. It does hang down a little bit right here, and that can easily be fixed with putting some spacers on the back side of the servo, raise it up a little bit, but it works. I haven't had any issues there. And with this build, I did not do the full, my last bomber, I did the full U4 brace. I did not do that this time. I just went with, for right now, just the servo mount. I probably will be getting I will probably get the U4 trusses unless I go with Vanquish axle housings, which that's one of my kind of deciding what I want to do next. So those were the biggest upgrade. I mean, I love the Deluxe Fab. Puts them back there, out the way, and allows me to get the cage a little bit lower and not worry about hitting the servo. Shocks right now, I'm just running some 100mm shocks that I had in the drawer because the S&T ones were just way too tall. I will be upgrading. I do believe I had them ordered through Hobbytown. I got some of the Proline Power Strokes. That is the plan, to go with those and either run dual shock setup or figure out some way to get a sway bar going in here to help with some of this chassis twist, because it does full throttle. This thing just comes up and goes, and that was just with the last motor, which was a 3300 kV puller. I've since upgraded that this last weekend. We've gave it a little bit of that Kratos power, the Three Brothers RC Kratos 3800 kV censored motor, and that does have the 5mm does have the 5mm shaft, so which for bouncing it's good because it's going to take some speed, it's going to take some impacts. I don't need my motor shaft snapping off going up a hill, so big upgrade there and a lot more power. ESC wise, we are running full size Mamba X, just one of my go-tos. Either be a Mamba X or Mamba Micro. Those are my go-to ESCs on just about everything. So other than that, basic everything simple. I did a little battery tray here in the front just to mount a small battery. We will be running on 4S this weekend, hopefully. Receiver box up here in the front, it fit, so we put it there. At some point I would like to work on a little bit of paneling here, but if you notice a kind of theme here, gold wheels, gold cage. This has been named Gold Digger, dubbed Gold Digger, by one of my other local guys here. We are running tutus. One of the biggest things here, we are running the USD stickies, put out by Team Otsix there, Voodoo Racing. These are licensed tires. These are used in the one world. These tires are amazing. These tires will break just about anything in their path, which is also another reason I am leaving them open diffs for right now. As on my last bomber, about every other time out, it would become a two-wheel drive drift bomber because these tires are evil, evilly good. They get traction. They are big. They are luggy. They just eat. They eat everything. They do not like plastic axle anything. They'll snap them. I believe my bomber I had previously, I had upgraded Vanquish axles, and these were still able. I was running 33 or 3500 kV motor in it, and these were still able to snap them. So far with the open diffs, I've actually been very lucky, and actually I think that's saving it. That's another reason I'm really really leaning towards staying open diff. But we'll do a couple more test runs, get a couple more upgrades, see what all holds up. But so far, I think for my first bouncer attempt, it's really not too shabby. Everything kind of came along. May not be the prettiest, but it works, and that's going we're going to. I've really missed out a lot on rock racing or bouncing last year at several events I went to. Crawlapalooza, I had the bomber, but it just wasn't quite there. I think I was doing some servo work right before that, and I couldn't get a part in, went anyway, and sent it through, and I think I made it through like half a course before stuff just started coming apart. So I feel like I really missed out not having a dedicated rig for it. I mean, the bomber I use for trailing, I use for crawling and everything, but I was like, it'll race in it, I'll race in it just to have fun, and I did, but I feel like I could have done more if I would have put some more time and effort into a dedicated bouncer rig with some real power and everything else. So this for 2021 will be our bouncer. Like I said, cage may be temporary. I like it. It's different. I know it's one of the cheaper cages, but I can honestly build from this or base something else off of it. I would like probably some more shock adjustments, really just get these up here, and I really like to just get it, you know, as low as I can, which honestly, it's already sets fairly low, I think. Even, granted, I've seen them lower, but honestly, these things with the stickies and the tutus can only get so low. But anyways, we'll load some videos. A couple little quick scenes here at the end. Had a little fun this last weekend. Broke some things. Actually, I hope you enjoy. If you enjoy, obviously, if you could, like, subscribe if you haven't. We'll get some more videos rolling soon. We'll probably roll another one out here in a little bit. Thanks. All right.
You ready?
Yep. Go. Oh.
Of course
Oh. I'm good.